Hello and welcome to our short interactive presentation of the InterMarE South Baltic marketing and branding strategy. My name is Laima Gerlitz.
And I'm Christopher Meyer.
And together we represent our institution, Hochschule Wismar University of Applied Sciences, located here in northern part of Germany at the Baltic Sea.
Okay, so let's take a deep dive into our short presentation. I hope you have fun.
So what benefits does our marketing and branding strategy provide? First, very important note is that so far there is no marketing and branding strategy dedicated to blue economy in the South Baltic Sea region. Efforts made so far are dedicated mostly to touristic destinations, place branding of the Baltic Sea region. By contrast, our marketing and branding strategy focuses on real businesses, on SMEs that are operating both in established blue economy sectors like ports, shipbuilding, maritime transportation, or emerging sectors, for example, biotechnologies, aquaculture, and so far and so on. Second, also maybe for researchers and policymakers, it's important to know that so far there is no such marketing and branding strategy. For SMEs, for real businesses that need to survive on the market, it's important document that provides you the roadmap. What you need exactly to do in what areas in the next 20 to 30 years in order to stay competitive on the market, as well as in order to comply with the next EU policies, especially when it comes, for example, to the European Green Deal. Principal idea of each marketing and branding activity is related to improved competitive advantage, to improved strategic position. This is also our aim with this marketing and branding strategy. In our research, we came up with 3 key building blocks that, once implemented step by step, help our blue economy SMEs in their marketing and branding, which naturally improves internationalization opportunities. For our regional SMEs that are located in the South Baltic Sea region, which is a part of the bigger Baltic Sea region, it's essential to reach out also the next markets over the border. That's why we explicitly postulate these 3 key building blocks, starting with competence and resource pooling, going over to learning activities. It means SMEs need to improve their innovation capacity, learning by doing. And finally, coming to the Baltic Sea region with a shared vision for the future. It means that challenges and needs, expectations need to be shared over the borders.
Okay, let's jump into the first block, or in other words, let's have a closer look into some actions under this block. First of all, build up your competences. The job report from 2020 revealed the future trends your employees and yourself have to train yourself. Yeah, so utilize from the capacity you have, build up your team for the future, learn new skills. There are several options for you so that you're ready for the future and for the future needs. Secondly, Get acquainted with strategies from the European Union, from innovation strategies. How to do. Utilize from companies, from NGOs, from universities or clusters around you. Knock on their doors, look for cooperation and for co-creation and put it into your business. Third, capitalize on the InterMarE branding, because simply if you join the InterMarE branding cluster, you will not be alone, you will not be on yourself with marketing. You can utilize from this cluster to put yourself, your company into focus.
Second, for blue economy SMEs, it's essential to understand the principles of an ecosystem, as well as to become themselves as ecosystems. How do we define ecosystem? There are essential 4 parts within the ecosystem, starting with the technology architecture, how we call, institutional arrangements, social environmental architecture, as well as marketplace-based architecture. All these 4 areas are essential and are interacting with each other. What does it mean? It means that within the technological architecture, SMEs need to focus on resources and competences, as well as processes, marketing and branding activities that enable them to become sustainable ecosystems with specific technologies. This means in particular technologies that enable digital transition. For example, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and so far and so on. Within the institutional arrangement, it's very important that blue economy SMEs align their strategies and connect themselves with important institutions supporting environmental and digital transition in Europe as well as outside. Within the social environmental architecture, it's important that SMEs comply with environmental regulations on the one hand, as well as establish and strengthen the institutional arrangements within and outside their ecosystems. It means that they increase their participation in topical clusters, that they increase their interaction with policy, academics, and research peers. And finally, within the market architecture, it's very essential that SMEs understand the main megatrends, the main developments that govern economic transition, not only in their region, but also outside their region, in particular also on the global level when we take into account new emerging markets globally.
Okay, let's jump into the last block, number 3. Here we have divided the proposed actions into 2 timeframes. On the short term, until 2025, and on the long term, until 2035. Additionally, we put down here 3 recommendations that you should consider for your own SME. First of all, digital transformation. Not only through COVID, but even before, digital transformation was a key objective for companies to stay competitive. And this is something you have to do right now, actually. On the short term. In the long term, of course, you should make yourself ready to implement future key technologies such as blockchain and IoT. Secondly, we do recommend to get yourself acquainted with smart specialization. Why smart specialization? What is behind this? Well, the European policies, innovation and growth strategies should be reflected in your own business strategies. Now you may think, why should I care about this? Because behind this, you will be able to attract funding. If your strategy is in line with European growth strategies, innovation strategies, your potential to receive funding will increase. Third, branding and competitive edge. As we said, join the InterMarE network, the InterMarE cluster right now. You can do this on the short term. Why? Because on the long term, the whole region has to compete with brands from the whole world. internationalization, globalization is going forward, and we cannot hide ourselves. So we have to get in the long term into competition with world brands.
We have talked a lot about marketing and branding, about the next mega trends, about digitalization, smart specialization, and what do you need to comply with and to do in the next 20 and 30 years. Now you must become experts of the blue economy. What does it mean for the InterMarE South Baltic network and cluster? We establish InterMarE South Baltic cluster and network service brand. This means that we officially have institutionalized it by establishing regional contact points in each of the South Baltic region countries: Denmark, Sweden, Germany, Poland, and Lithuania, with a specific management structure where each year, each project partner will be taking over the responsibility for the activities of the year. How can we support regional blue economy SMEs? Specifically, we will establish an expertise pool. This means that upon your request, we will be able to act as knowledge and skills brokers and to connect you either with the experts that might help you in your problem solving or idea generation. We will be able to connect you with other businesses through networking and interactive activities. And we will be able to transfer you also needed knowledge via different workshops and networks. Even if the project ends by the end of June this year, this does not mean that our marketing strategy will not be used further. With this institutionalization of the InterMarE South Baltic network and cluster, we aim to continue our internationalization support. We aim to establish ourselves as blue economy innovation brokers and service providers.
Okay, now we have presented a lot of information in a very short time. If you want to take a look deeper into this topic, and we really recommend to do so, then we can offer you a mini book, especially for businesses, which again puts all the information into a very small format, but will definitely help you to improve your future business strategies. In addition, we have a little brochure prepared, which will have a little bit more information. So this might be recommended for expert academics, but also for the businesses. If you need more information, more background information on what we have presented, then we do recommend to have a look at this one.